the 305 sprint cars, as well as the super stock division. Of the three divisions, exactly 100 drivers have checked in for tonight's racing action. But for all the information we need on how things are going to go tonight, let's go down to Drake.
Thank you so much, Brian. Yeah, you talked about 100 cars here overall for three divisions here at Honest Abe Roofing Lincoln Park Speedway. It is definitely packed back in the area, and we wouldn't have it anyway here on the final night of the 2025 Sprintacular, once again here at Honest Abe Roofing Lincoln Park Speedway. Without further ado, let's take a look at your season-long AMSOIL USAC National Sprint Car Championship points headed into the finale of the Sprintacular. Kyle Cummins continues to lead the way with 1,587 points. Justin Grant currently sits second, still 110 points behind. Then it's Mitchell Moles, Briggs Daner, Logan Seavey, last night's winner, rounding out the top five. Robert Ballou 6th, Swanson 7th, Kevin Thomas Jr. 8th, CJ Leary 9th, and Cale Drake currently rounding out your top 10. Let's take a look at our Dirt Track Driver v Driver matchup, and remind you can play against the USAC drivers when you play the USAC National event tonight on Dirt Draft. So let's start off with Jaden Rogers. He is at USAC Driver 1. He has chosen Logan Seavey, himself, Gunnar Setzer, Stevie Sussex, and Zach Pretorius. And Logan Seavey, last night's winner, not only on the racetrack, but on the Dirt Track Driver v Driver matchup. You can find him in the post-race lobby at USAC Driver 2. He has chosen Logan Seavey, Hayden Reinbold, Gunnar Setzer, Ty Mahako, and Zach Pretorius. So pretty similar lineups out of those two drivers tonight. We'll have to see how that shakes out on Dirt Draft. Let's take a look at run of show tonight for the AMSOIL USAC National Sprint Car Championship. As you can see on the racetrack right now, wheel pack and engine heat for all three divisions in the house here tonight at Honest Abe Roofing Lincoln Park Speedway. From there, we'll go into our 5 sets of Dirt Draft hot-ups and then into our Honest Abe Roofing qualifying 2 laps, fastest lap stands, and really determines a large portion of each driver's night when it comes to the USAC side of things. 5 heat race, again, the name of the game tonight. Top 4 transfer straight out of that into the feature event. We'll also have our Hoosier Racing Tires C-Main tonight. As we did last night, top 4 advance from there into the Elliott's Custom Trailers and Carts semi-feature. From there, in the Elliott's Custom Trailers and Carts semi-feature, top 4 advance from there into our 40-lap feature event. Big money on the line and big bragging rights as always here in the Sprintacular. Also some really cool hardware to hand out tonight. You'll see that in victory lane, some very Americana trophies, if you will, that the winner of the Sprintacular will receive here tonight. Well, it was a barn burner last night here at Honest Abe Roofing Lincoln Park Speedway. It really came down to those final 3 laps there with a late restart. Logan Seavey, Hayden Reinbold, Ashley going at it. Ricky Lewis round out the podium in third. Of course, Ricky Lewis not here tonight as he is chasing points with the Avante Windows and Doors USAC CRA Sprint Car Series as they are at Santa Maria tonight. But how about it for Hayden Reinbold, too? A really good run for him last night, second on the podium. But it is worth mentioning, I don't think we really mentioned this last night, but some eagle-eyed viewers may have noticed this on FloRacing. There are some subtle differences to Honest Abe Roofing Lincoln Park Speedway that weren't even here when we were back with the AMSOIL USAC National Championship in the spring here. Mainly in the corners, the big thing you'll notice is there's a little bit more banking and more of a crown at the top to keep these race cars a little bit playing on the racetrack more. What that also has done as well is it's kind of brought back that thick, big Lincoln Park Speedway curb that we've grown accustomed to over the years, and it kind of died off for a couple of years, but really glad to see the track prep crew kind of adding that new feature to the racetrack to bring in that cushion a little bit more, make that top line more viable throughout the whole racing evening. And another thing you may have noticed, we saw it a lot in Honest Abe Roofing qualifying yesterday, was a change to the back straightaway of this racetrack. Kind of more of a crown than it used to be. I feel like this place is kind of known for that wide arc on the backstretch where drivers would actually go off the racetrack and jump back on. Well, Tommy Estes and the boys kind of wanted to take that away a little bit, so like I said, it is a bit more of a crown. Not really as forgiving as it used to be. We saw a lot of drivers, as I said, in Honest Abe Roofing qualifying slide off the backside of that. You can tell they really lost some time too. So even if you've been watching races at this place for 40 years, there is something different here than we have seen in the past, and we saw in full force on last night. Hopefully we get that big curve at both ends of the speedway like they did here last night. As I said, big money on the line here for the AMSOIL USAC National Sprint Car Championship for the finale of the Sprintacular.
So cars continuing to make their way out to the racing surface, several now being called back to the pit area as we start to whittle things down and get ready to go into Dirt Draft Hot Laps. AMSOIL is the title sponsor of the USAC Sprint Car National Championship. The AMSOIL Ultimate Oil Change makes changing your own oil a breeze. Their shop by vehicle tool at amsoil.com takes the guesswork out of picking the best oil and filter combination for your vehicle. Pick the right product and packaging option from a complete list of product recommendations and get everything you need to get the job done shipped right to your door with fast free delivery. Visit amsoil.com to learn how you can get the protection you demand and the performance you deserve. Don't forget to stop by the USAC merchandise trailer as you can sign up to be tonight's AMSOIL Inside the Oval winner. If your name is chosen, you and a guest of your choice will receive a prize pack and a ride in the pace truck and the opportunity of a lifetime to watch tonight's USAC Sprint Car feature event from the infield. Another reason to stop by, of course, all the great merchandise left over Indiana Midweek, Eastern Storm, and all the great race day must-have gear is available down at the USAC merchandise trailer. Of course, the roster of tonight's drivers is also available for $1 while supplies last. Dirt Draft Hot Lap session number 1 about ready to go to green here. As whittled down to just the drivers remaining for that session. As they'll come around to the wave of the green flag, the 12 of Robert Ballou on track. Robert, who looked like he was on track to a win last night. Unfortunately, things not going to plan. Driver number 12, we'll see if he can rebound and park it in victory lane for the first time this season in USAC National Competition. Track still just a touch on the slick side. You saw Robert push it up towards the top of the racetrack there. The 19 of Hayden Reinbold on the Speedway, the Gilbert, Arizona driver coming off of his best career USAC National finish last night. Makes his way around to the front straightaway. Driver directly ahead of him off into turns 1 and 2. That is Kel Drake out of Collinsville, Oklahoma. He'll make his way onto the back straightaway right now in pursuit of Stevie Sussex. Sussex out of Tempe, Arizona, the Next Gen Landscaping, Cars for Kids, Freeland DRC chassis number 77. Driver not in the field last night, but set to join us here tonight. That is Bo Brandon out of Elwood, Indiana. Superior Tote Solutions, Claxon Mach 1, number 21B. We had one driver up off the racing surface and up into the dust there for a second. And I believe that was the Epperson Painting number 2 of Carson Garrett at Littleton, Colorado. Able to get the car back on the racing surface. The human highlight reel joining us here tonight, Jeff Vinson out of Sebastopol, California, the QuickTime Electric 00. Another driver who was not in the field last night. Logan Calderwood out of Goodyear, Arizona, the MP Environmental number 6 here on the front straightaway. Driver directly in front of him is the Joe Dueling Curb Academian, Curb Record, Stanton DRC, Mechanical Advantage, Dueling Company's number 63 of Cale Coons. Checker flag flying here in Dirt Draft Hot Lap session number 1. Robert Ballou, the quickest driver on track, and the only one of the 13-second range right now, 13.988. Jeff Benson at 14.042. Cale Coons, 14.194. Cale Drake at a 14.287. And Carson Garrett, 14.383. Just like we saw at the start of last night, the track kind of hanging around that 13-14-second bracket. Of course, with 5 flights of Dirt Draft Hot Laps, you'll see the racing surface begin to come in very quickly. NOS Energy, where boundaries are merely suggestions. Fuel up, fire up, and never look back with NOS Energy. It's human horsepower. Try one today. You can grab your complimentary can right behind the grandstands. Of course, when you stop there, make sure you stop over to the USAC merchandise trailer. Several drivers also with merchandise, and down in the pit area after the races, a lot of teams down there also with shirts for sale. I know the 92, Chase Stockin, they have shirts down there and several others, so make sure to make your way down into the pits following the races and purchase a t-shirt while you are down there. Throughout the 2025 season, you can be part of the action with a chance to win with Play USAC, offering you, the fans, ways to put money in your favorite drivers with top sports books and daily fantasy providers offering odds and exclusive sign-up offers to the USAC racing fans. There's never been a better time to give it a try. Go to nxtbets.com/PlayUSAC for more information, or if you're on the broadcast, scan the code, and you can see what's available in your state. Void where prohibited, must be 21 years or older to participate. If you find yourself in the throes of addiction, fight back at 1-800-GAMBLER. Reminder that the odds you will see are provided to USAC by nxtbets.com. They put Kyle Cummins as the odds on here tonight at plus 252. Logan Seavey, last night's winner, closing down on those odds at 259. Justin Grandin to 383. A little bit further down, Robert Ballou, 1341. They put Briggs Danner as one of the long odd favorites at 24.71. But remember, when our drivers win, you win when you play along at nxtbets.com/PlayUSAC. Racing Electronics is the official race communication provider of the United States Auto Club with over 30 years of experience as they serve every major form of auto racing. Don't forget, the next time you show up at a USAC National event, bring your scanner and you can hear all the broadcast audio at frequency 454.5000. Learn more and shop today at racingelectronics.com. Cookout presents always fresh, never frozen burgers, barbecue, hot dogs, all cooked fresh every day. And get this, over 40 different flavors of shakes, all prepared fresh and made by hand every day. It's all yours. Find a Cookout location near you. Visit cookout.com. Drivers going to green here in Dirt Draft Hot Lap session number 2. Getting a look at Rob Cahoe joining us here tonight, another driver. Fresh to the lineup here this weekend, the 19AZ, Mitchell Moles rather, out of Raisin City, California, the AME Electrical Entry, making his way around to the front straightaway. The 66, Jaden Rogers, the Amati Racing, Mine Liquidators, number 66, at speed onto the backside of the Speedway. The Bull, Ty Mahako at Peoria, Arizona, the High Aspiration Farms, DRC number 24P at speed over in turns 3 and 4. The points leader for the USAC Amsoil Sprinter National Championship, Kyle Cummins out of Princeton, Indiana. Levante Windows Stanton Mach 1, number 3P. Harley Burns out of Brazil, Indiana. The Britt Arrow, DRC number 16, making his way onto the far side of the Speedway. And Gabriel Gilbert also on track. DRC Chevrolet number 10G. And final driver to tell you about should be the 86 of Jason Pursley to Locust Grove, Oklahoma. Levante Windows entry. Scratch that, one more to tell you about. Of course, it's last night's feature winner, Logan Seavey out of Southern California, the Mount Mechanical Contractor, Stanton DRC Abacus Racing, number 57. So quick look at lap times as they continue to pick up the pace here. Jaden Rogers now quickest at a 13.382. Kyle Cummins at 13.511. Jason Pursley 13.537. Harley Burns at 13.697. And Mitchell Moles at a 13.730. Seavey, Gilbert, Mahako, Ballou, and Ensign now make up the top 10. Of course, there's still time to set your lineup. You can download the Dirt Draft app today. Set up your league, play against your friends, your family, or just about anybody in the grandstands. Use referral code USAC when signing up to get a $20 digital gift card to shop at usacgear.com. Sunoco is the official race fuel of USAC Racing. As the world's largest manufacturer of racing fuel, Sunoco has been the standard of motorsports for over 50 years. Known for innovation, consistency, and high performance, Sunoco Fuels has been the choice of racers of virtually every form of motorsport, from grassroots tracks to premier international series. Committed to supporting the racing community, Sunoco powers champions and fuels unforgettable moments at the track. Third flight of Dirt Draft Hot Laps out to the Speedway. Chase Stockton at Fort Branch, Indiana. The Brown Brothers Excavating. Dave Wig meets Lucas Oil Center. Kistler Moose Racing number 92. He rolls on to the back straightway. The driver out of Greenfield, Indiana. The Curb Records. Kodiak Products. One-way DRC number 21AZ. That is CJ Leary. Leary in at the number 21. Brandon Maddox out of Terre Haute, Indiana. The Maddox Heating and Cooling. Gressman DRC. Pure Max Racing Oil. Hill Construction number 28. Joining us here tonight. Another driver making his first appearance of the weekend, Todd Hobson out of Clyde, Victoria, Australia. Driver the MBL Transport. Easy Print, Innovative Slots, Rod to Supply. Local print shop, number 77. Another new face on the lineup here this weekend, Nate Irvin. He's out of Railsville, Indiana. The Spike Neville, number 11. Making his way off into turns 1 and 2. Austin Nye out of Greenfield, Indiana, driving the Nye Racing. Cruiseman Driving School, West Evans Motorsports, Impact Safety Gear DRC, number 97. Driver the Oak Motors, Pizza King, Hoosier Roots, G&G Oil Company, number 9Z. Zach Pretorius is going to come to speed on the back straightaway. Driver to Yorktown, Indiana. And the 17 out of Kenosha, Wisconsin, the Roadside Auto Truck Transport, Don's Machine Shop, DRC number 17. That is Bryce Andrews as we're underway here in Dirt Draft Hot Lap session number 3 of 5. I think I understood Pat correctly. They have smash burgers this weekend. One of the neat things that Tom and Jen have started here at the Honest Abe Roofing Lincoln Park Speedway is some of the weekly specials you'll find down in the concession stand. Of course, we talked about it yesterday and remind you, if you are enjoying an adult beverage this weekend, please make sure you have somebody to get you home. There is no reason to get behind the wheel drunk. If you do, well, we have some choice words about that, but we'll keep them to ourselves. Make sure you get behind the wheel sober, have somebody to get you home. We have seen the police walking around, and it's better to meet them on your terms instead of theirs. That usually involves incarceration. So make sure you drink responsibly. Just mentioned off mic, remember holiday weekend, chances are they're not going to talk to you till Monday. Next group of cars out to the Speedway here in Dirt Draft Hot Laps. Looking at Justin Grant right now with a NOS Energy Drink, MPV Logistics, Kistler Maxim number 4. He'll make his way around here to the front straightaway. Driver pulling out to the racing surface. Going to be Chance Crum out of Snohomish, Washington. Driver the Pit Logic, CSI, Z-Max, Elliott's Custom Trailers and Carts, number 83C. The 16K, that's Colin Parker. He's out of Martinsville, Indiana. The Smith Small Engine, Bill Trainer Powered, Magnum Chassis, number 16. The 99J, Kyle Johnson out of Greencastle. The Nobles Tax Service, Two Brothers Farms, number 99. The 4K working to the back straightaway. She's out of Dillsboro, Indiana. The Southern Insurance, Del Knott Spike number 4K. That is Kayla Rell. Kayla Rell in the 4K. Wesley Smith out of Nixon, Missouri in turns 1 and 2. The CarQuest All Metal Recycling. Claxon DRC number 44. In Smith. Rolling on to the far side of the racetrack now. The Hedgehog, Joey Amanzi onto the back straightaway. The JP Masonry, Newman's Triple X. Stinger Racefields, MP Environmental number 88. He will make his way off into turns 3 and 4. And the 5G, Gunnar Setzer to Columbus, Indiana. The Midwest 2, Mills Davis Brothers, SMC Machine, number 5. As they'll wind it up, we'll go to green here in Dirt Draft Hot Lap session number 4. Down to the 12-second range, 12.998 by C.J. Leary. Kevin Thomas Jr. second quick at a 13.026. Gunnar Setzer likewise at a 13.026. Bryce Andrews 13.101. Chance Crum at a 13.130. So Leary, who is on track during group number 3. Now to the top of the boards here. Gunnar Setzer, who is just on track for group number 4, is third quick. So the track continuing to improve and pick up speed as your final group of Dirt Draft Hot Laps going to begin to make its way out to the racing surface. Driver to Kokomo, Indiana, the Misfits Towing and Recovery, J&D Excavating, Cynthia Harmon, Attorney at Law, Doodle Country, John Bates Septic Service, number 81, Cole Kirkman. Cole Kirkman rolling down the back straightaway. For a second there, we had Kevin Clodfelter on screen. He's out of Rockville, Indiana. The Dave Pepperak-powered Ripper chassis number 19. He makes his way past the flag stand. Making his USAC debut last night in that 81, made the show, picked up a couple of sponsors in doing so. Talking about Cole Kirkman in that number 81, a 12-time winner in the micro scene here in 2025. Shelby Hinton out of Beverly, Louisiana, the Jockish Flowers, Fox Power, DRC number 71P, making his way onto the back straightaway. The driver in 4, Braden Cromwell out of Lone Jack, Missouri, driving the Acre Towing, Wrap KC, Show Me Synthetics. Number 4, the 5T, also out to the Speedway, Jake Swanson out of Anaheim, California, driving the Inland Rigging, Snake Enterprises. Burris Racing, Rolls Scaffolding, Damie Swanson, number 5. Out of Phoenix, Arizona, the Cox Body Shop, Quick Time Electric, Ben's Asphalt, Kistler Triple X 0G. That is Kyle Shipley. Kyle Shipley in the 0G. Looking over, and a couple more drivers to tell you about. Briggs Danner to Allentown, Pennsylvania. About to make his way off of turn number 4. The E. Schneider & Sons Recycling, Oshucks Roasted Corn, Boulevard Truck Repair number 39. And the 29OG. Lake County Hose, Cowlicks Cones and Floats. Whitmore's Towing and Fleet Services, number 29. That is Tom Eller. Tom Eller. And the number 29 OG. That'll wrap up Dirt Draft Hot Laps, and Briggs Danner going to be the quickest overall, 12.924. 12.924 for Briggs Danner. C.J. Leary ends up second quick. Jake Swanson, Kevin Thomas Jr., and Gunnar Setzer were your 5 quickest drivers in Dirt Draft Hot Laps. So coming up next in the program is Honest Abe Roofing, America's reliable roofer, presenting the Fast Qualifying Award for all 3 USAC national divisions throughout the 2025 season. Honest Abe has been installing, repairing, and maintaining residential roofs since 2005, and they want to give you the perfect roof to protect your home and keep you comfortable. Honest Abe provides the fastest service in the roofing industry, and they're supporting the fastest driver in qualifications. Visit honestaberoofing.com today to schedule your free roof inspection. The one-lap track record in Honest Abe Roofing qualifying held by Logan Seavey set that 1 year ago, an 11.959 second lap, 94.071 average miles per hour. 1 car at a time out to the Speedway. They'll go green as soon as they exit the chute. 2 laps on the clock, their quickest time counting towards their qualifying effort. Again, 45 drivers checking in for those of you just joining us in the grandstands or on the FloRacing broadcast. And our first contestants out to the Speedways at Littleton, Colorado. The Epperson Painting Incorporated, Sherwin-Williams, BGE Motorsports, Hornbeck Concrete, Factory Kane, number 2E. That's Carson Garrett. Carson Garrett in the number 2E. Going to make his way around on lap number 1, and he will stop the clock at a 13.156, 13.156 for Carson Garrett, 21st in last night's feature event 1 year ago, finished 10th in the finale of the Sprintacular. Comes around on lap number 2, and better, 12.996, 12.996 for Carson Garrett. He will set the mark here in Honest Abe Roofing qualifying. A lot of smoke off of the engine of the 77 last night. The crew going to work here and ready to roll. The driver to Tempe, Arizona, the Next Gen Landscaping, Carts for Kids, Freeland, DRC, Highside Design. Tyler Sturgeon racing number 77S. This is Stevie Sussex. Stevie Sussex around on his first lap at a 13.413, 13.413 seconds for Stevie Sussex. Ended up 5th in last night's Elliott's Custom Trailers and Carts semi-feature event. Has never made the A-main here in the Sprintacular. Trying to change that here tonight. Comes around lap number 2. It will be slower, 13.526. So second quick right now for Stevie Sussex. His first attempt at the Sprintacular, Cale Coons out of Greencastle, Indiana. Driver the Curb Records, Mechanical Advantage Dueling Companies, Coletta Charters, Stanton DRC, Joe Doolin, Curb Agajanian, number 63. Coming around on lap number 1 with a 13.648, 13.648 seconds. The driver who picked up his first career sprint car victory 1 week ago here at the Lincoln Park Speedway. In action Thursday up at Kokomo, he ran 4th. His father, the winner of the first ever Sprintacular, and Cale Coons, quick time at a 12.919, 12.919 seconds for Cale Coons. Now your Honest Abe Roofing quick qualifier. Logan Calderwood out to the Speedway at a Goodyear, Arizona, driver the MP Environmental. Woodland Auto Display, JFM, Shurkan, Chuck D's Wieners, Rex's Tattoo and Massage Parlor number 6. Calderwood, third quick in his opening lap at 13.191, 13.191 seconds for Logan Calderwood. Ended up 11th in last night's Elliott's Custom Trailers Guard semi-feature event. Still in search of his first career Sprintacular feature start. Comes around lap number 2. Better, quick time at a 12.799, 12.799 for Logan Calderwood. Jumps to the top of Honest Abe Roofing qualifying. Hayden Reinbold next out to the Speedway at Gilbert, Arizona, driving the AME Electrical, Avante Windows and Doors. Indy Race Parts, Stanton Spike, Reinbold, Underwood Motorsports, number 19. Second place finish last night in your feature event, his best career finish with the USAC Amsoil Sprint Car National Championship. Comes around in lap number 1, fourth quick at a 13.364, 13.364 seconds for Hayden Reinbold. Brings her off of the cushion onto the front straightaway. Lap number 2 will be better, 13.018, 13.018 seconds. Better on time, not position, for the driver of the number 19. The human highlight reel, Jeff Vincent out of Sebastopol, California. The Quick Time Electric, Joe Styles, Don Ott, Maxim, Dave Anderson, own 00. Out to the Speedway, picking up a win earlier this season at the Josh Burton Memorial down in Bloomington. That was back on May 23rd. Comes around on his opening lap at a 13.267, 13.267 seconds for Jeff Vincent. Fifth quick right now in the 00. Brings her off of the cushion through turns 3 and 4 as he rooster tails it onto the front straightaway. And lap number 2 will be 13.267. He'll stand on his opening lap. So Jeff Vincent, fifth quick in the 00. Next driver out to qualify comes to you to Collinsville, Oklahoma. Driver the Pendleton Farms, Bennick Enterprises, Honest Abe Roofing, John and Cheryl Long, Claxon, DRC number 2B. This is Cale Drake. Cale Drake in the 2B. Quick time on his opening lap at a 12.747, 12.747. Flying her onto the back straightaway. Ended up 14th in last night's feature event 1 year ago. Brings it around lap number 2 at a 12.872. 1 year ago, still racing around in the micro and midget ranks. It was later in the season that he made his sprint car debut. But right now, Cale Drake at the top of the boards at a 12.747. Driver that led the opening 15 laps last night out of Rockland, California, the Suburban Subaru, Dean's Waterfront Services, Don Ott, DRC number 12. This is Robert Ballou. Robert Ballou in the 12, 6 quick in his opening lap, 13.076, 13.076 seconds for Robert Ballou. Battling inside of the top 5 at 3 to go. Contact sent him around. He ended up with a 22nd place finish, but he goes third quick on his second lap at a 12.831, 12.831 seconds for Robert Ballou. Bo Brandon onto the Speedway out of Elwood, Indiana, Superior Tow Solutions. The Tim Plate Fine Foods and Spirits, Murray's Body Shop, Black Diamond Earthworks, Indy Race Parts, Vintage Wrench. Roger Brandon O, number 21B, comes around with a 13.439 on his opening lap. That's ninth quick for Bo Brandon, his first USAC outing of the season. His last outing was Thursday up at Kokomo. Comes around on lap number 2, second quick at a 12.748. 1:27.48 seconds for Bo Brandon, second now in the 21B. The 10G out to the Speedway. That's Gabriel Gilbert out of Greenwood, Indiana, driven the DRC Chevrolet. Gilbert Racing number 10G. Seventh and last night, Elliott's Custom Trailers, a Guard semi-feature event. He'll come around on his opening lap of the 14.005. 1:40.05 seconds for Gabriel Gilbert. Currently 10th quick. Seventh and last night, Elliott's Custom Trailers, a Guard semi-feature event as he will roll her up high through turns 3 and 4. He'll come around lap number 2, better at a 13.968. Still 10th on the field, though, for Gabriel Gilbert. 11th driver out to qualify is going to be out of Worthington, Indiana. Driver the Mine Liquidator, Spec DRC, Midwest Auto Services, Beasley Railcar Repair, Amati Racing, Young's Auto Body number 66. It's Jaden Rogers. Jaden Rogers coming around in his opening lap. 9th quick at a 13.390, 1:33.90 seconds. 13th in last night's feature event. 1 year ago, made the prelim, didn't make the finale here in the Sprintacular. Back in April, he finished 8th as he comes around lap number 2, 13.198. Better on time, 9th quick for Jaden Rogers. Kyle Cummins out to the Speedway now at Princeton, Indiana, the current points leader for the USAC Amsoil Sprint Car National Championship. Driver the Avante Windows and Doors, Premier Recycling, Apache Transport, Stanton Mach 1, Petty Performance Racing number 3P. Comes around on his opening lap with a 12.968, 1:29.68 seconds for Kyle Cummins. Puts him 6th quick currently. Finished 6th from 14th last night in your feature event. Comes around lap number 2, better to 5th quick at a 12.901, 1:29.01 seconds for Kyle Cummins, currently sitting in 5th. Driver out to the Speedway now, Dayson Pursley at Locust Grove, Oklahoma. A little bit of a bobble that time over in turns 1 and 2 to start things off in the Avante Windows and Doors, PristineAuction.com, NOS Energy, CB Industry, Stanton Spike, number 86. Coming around on his opening lap, 11th quick at a 13.253, and another bobble off the cushion over in turns 1 and 2. 10th place in last night's feature event after he spun early on, running 4th in the feature. Brought it back to a top 10 finish. Lap number 2 will be a 13.416, so a 13.253, 11th on the grid right now for Dayson Pursley. Last night's feature winner, and he has won the last 4 outings here at Honest Abe Roof and Lincoln Park Speedway for the USAC Amsoil Sprint Car National Championship. The driver out of Sutter, California, the Mount Mechanical Contractor, Stanton DRC Abacus number 57. It's Logan Seavey. Logan Seavey, 3rd quick at his opening lap at a 12.785, 1:27.85 seconds. Makes his way off into turns 3 and 4. He'll adjust to the middle, not quite up to the cushion there at the exit to number 4. We'll see if he improves in lap number 2. As a 13.221, he'll stand on his opening lap, a 12.785. That's Logan Seavey in the 57. 15 driver out to the clay at Brazil, Indiana. Driver the Brit Arrow, D&J Performance, DRC Timberland Lumber Company, JC Kiefer Racing, Young Blood Farm, number 16. This is Harley Burns. Harley Burns, the number 16, comes around on his opening lap at a 14.115, 14.115 for Harley Burns. Ended up 19th in last night's feature event. Made the prelim 1 year ago, missed the finale. He was 24th in April here. Comes around and does improve by 1 spot, 13.643, 14th fastest currently for Harley Burns. Driver taking time now is a 3-time track champion here. 4th and last night's Elliott's Custom Trailers, a Kart semi-feature event to transfer on into the A at Peoria, Arizona. The High Aspiration Farms, Hawkins Body Shop, Ryan Myers Power, DRC number 24P. This is Ty Mahako. Ty Mahako in the number 24. 13.457 on his opening lap. That's good enough for 14th fastest right now. Ended up 24th in last night's feature event. Comes around lap number 2. Will be a 13.421. Better on time, not position. Still 14th for Ty Mahako. Driver joining us for the first time this season at Rush City, Minnesota. Driver the Whitman Roofing, Justice Brothers, TCB Speed, Claxon Power, DRC, number 78. This is Rob Cahoe. Rob Cahoe in the number 78. Going to come around on his opening lap, and he will stop the clock at a 14.219. 14.219 for Rob Cahoe, 17th fastest right now. He was up at Kokomo on Thursday. This will be his 11th event of the season. As he comes around off of turn number 4, he will better himself to 13th fastest at a 13.389, 1:33.89 seconds for Rob Cahoe. Mitchell Moles next onto the Speedway out of Raisin City, California. Driver the AME Electrical, Messina Valley Transportation, Kaiser, Stanton Spike, number 19 AZ. Kokomo victory during Indiana Midget Week. His lone win of the season, goes 12 quick on his opening lap at 13.231 second at 10. Fourth in last night's feature event. Last year finished 14th at the finale of the Sprintacular, brings it around on lap number 2. Better to 11th at a 13.147, 13.147 seconds for the driver of the number 19 AZ. At a Fort Branch, Indiana, we find the Brown Brothers Excavating, Daywig Meats, Lucas Oil Center, Kessler DRC, England Machine and Tool S&C Machine. Moose Racing number 92. This is Chase Stockin. Chase Stockin in the number 92 comes around in his opening lap at a 13.595. That's 17th quick right now for the driver of the number 92 machine. End up transferring out of last night's semi-feature event, 16th in the A feature when all is said and done. 1 year ago, finished 11th in the finale of the Sprintacular. Improves to 12th quick at a 13.162. Again, that's Stockin in 92. Fresh off of his first victory on American soil, he's at a Clyde, Victoria, Australia. Driving the MBL Transport, Wingo Freeland Power, DRC Easy Print, Innovative Slots, Run a Supply, Local Print Shot number 77. This is Todd Hobson. Todd Hobson in the number 77, 18th fastest on his opening lap at 13.435, 13435 seconds in the number 77. Picked up a weekly win of a Paragon back on June 28th. He was up at Kokomo, had a 20th place finish on Thursday, comes around, jumps to 9th quick at a 12.997, 12.997 for Todd Hobson on lap number 2. Coming to us out of Yorktown, Indiana, driving the Oak Motors, Pizza King, Hoosier Roots, Claxon, DRC, G&G Oil Company, number 9Z. This is Zach Pretorius. Zach Pretorius in the number 9Z. Banks are off at the cushion over in turns 3 and 4. He'll come around 19th quick on his opening lap at a 13.482, 13482 seconds for the driver that ended up 17th in last night's Elliott's Custom Trailers and Carts semi-feature event. 1 year ago, made the finale and finished 21st in your feature. Comes around lap number 2 at a 13.586. He'll stand on his opening lap at a 13.482. Again, that's Pretorius, currently 19th fastest. Nate Irvin out to the Speedway at Reelsville, Indiana. Neville Algae, Spike Chassis, number 11. Going around on his opening lap, and he will have a 14.375 second attempt. Again, 14.375 for Nate Irvin, 22nd. Another driver in search of his first career feature start here at the Honest Abe Roofing Lincoln Park Speedway in USAC National Competition. Comes around lap number 2 and is better, 13.777. So 21st quick for Nate Irvin. Bryce Andrews out of Kenosha, Wisconsin. Next out to the Speedway, the Roadside Auto Truck Transport, Don's Machine Shop, DRC, Midwest CBD, Josh Martin Racing, Kenosha Starter and Alternator Services, number 17. Transferred out of the Hoosier Racing C feature last night. Ended up 14th in your Elliott's Custom Trailers and Carts semi-feature event. Andrews 21st quick on his opening lap at a 13.687. Still trying to make his first career A feature appearance here in the Sprintacular. Comes around better on lap number 2 at a 13.569, 13569 seconds for Bryce Andrews. Hailing out of Terre Haute, Indiana. He'll be the 24th driver out to qualify. The Maddox Heating and Cooling, Pro Source, Newman Motorsports, Hill Construction, Pure Max Racing Oil, Gressman DRC number 28. This is Brandon Maddox. Brandon Maddox in the 28 rolls a 13.258 on his opening lap. Again, 13.258 seconds for Brandon Maddox. That's 16th quick right now. Transferred out of the C feature on a flat tire. Ended up 19th in the semi last night. Comes around lap number 2 at a 13.403, a 13.258, and lap number 1 will be his best attempt. Brandon Maddox currently sitting in 16th. Austin Nye out of Greenfield, Indiana. Driving the Nye Racing, AJ Felker Racing Engine, DRC Chassis, Cruiseman Driving School, Impact West Evans Motorsports, number 97. Out to the Speedway, new to the lineup here tonight. Comes around 25th quick on his opening lap at a 13.699, 13.699 seconds. Scratch that 23rd quick, my apologies. His last outing was last Saturday here at Lincoln Park Speedway with a 12th place finish in your feature event. Comes around and he'll improve to 17th on the field at a 13.369, 13369 seconds for Austin Nye. Next driver onto the Speedway had good speed during Dirt Draft Hot Laps. We'll see how he does here during Honest Abe Roofing qualifying. Driver the Curb Records, Kodiak Products, Team Arizona, Kerbagajanian Racing, one-way DRC number 21 AZ. This is CJ Leary. CJ Leary in the number 21, 11th quick in his opening lap, 13.070, 13.070 for CJ Leary, 11th in last night's feature event. Winner in 2021 and 2022 here during the Sprintacular comes around lap number 2, 6 quick at a 12.870, 128.70 seconds for CJ Leary. Next on to the Speedway at Coleman, Alabama, driving the Inferno Armor, Majestic Electric, CSI, Stanton Mach 1, Rock City Race number 3R. This is Kevin Thomas Jr. Kevin Thomas Jr. in the 3. Ninth and last night's feature event after he hopped her off of the cushion over in turn number 2, had to drive his way back through the field, turn a 13.068 second lap on lap number 1. Fourth place finish 1 year ago in the finale of the Sprintacular. KTJ comes around lap number 2, a 13.082. It'll be 13.068 on his opening lap. KTJ currently sitting in 12th. Wesley Smith next on to the Speedway out of Nixon, Missouri. He'll be the 28th driver to qualify. Driver of the CarQuest All Metal Recycling, Helm Racing, Claxton Power, DRC, Midwest Sheet Metal, Shriners Children's Hospital, number 44. Comes around on his opening lap at 13.393. That's 21st fastest so far. Made the prelim last year, missed the finale. He was 8th in last night's Elliott's Custom Trailers Card semi-feature event. Smith coming around lap number 2, better by 1 position, 13.384. The 44 currently sitting in 20th. Out of Greencastle, Indiana, driving the Noble Tax Service, Chevrolet DRC, Fogel Real Estate, Witz Lawn Care. Trudy L. Selvia, attorney at law, number 99J. This is Kyle Johnson. Kyle Johnson in the number 99J, coming around in his opening lap. And he's 26th fastest right now at a 13.586, 135.86 seconds. Won the C feature last night. Race it up to 12th in your Elliott's Custom Trailers a Card semi-feature event. Another driver in search of his first career feature start here in the Sprintacular. Started 13.999 on lap number 2. He'll stand on lap number 1, 13.586. On to the racetrack now, the Hedgehog, Joey Amantia out of Mount Pocono, Pennsylvania, the JPA Masonry Amantia Real Estate Stinger Racefields Area 54, JPA Racing number 88J. Brings her off the cushion here on lap number 1. Amantia, 27th fastest, 13.613. Again, 13.613 seconds on lap number 1 for Joey Amantia. Third and last night's semi-feature event put him up into the A main. He ran 17th when all was said and done. Comes around lap number 2. And slower, 13.987 to 13.613 on lap number 1. Amantia currently sitting in 27th. Chance Crum, Edison, Homish, Washington, the Pit Logic, FG3 Power, DRC, Race Redeem Foundation, Elliott's Custom Trailers, Cards, CSI, ZMAT, number 83C, going to come around on his opening lap with a 14.215. 14.215 seconds for Chance Crum on lap number 1, currently 31st fastest. 15th in last night's feature event 1 year ago, 17th at the finale of the Sprintacular. Comes around on lap number 2 with a 14.053. 14.053 for Chance Crum. Better on time, not position, still 31st. On to the Speedway now out of Ione, California. Driver of the NOS Energy Drink, MPV Logistics, Top Industries, Indy Custom Zone, Kistler, Maxim number 4. This is Justin Grant. Justin Grant in the number 4 comes around on lap number 1 with a 13.624. 13624 seconds on lap number 1 for Justin Grant. 28th fastest right now. Ran 7th from 18th. He was your Rod Supply Hard Charger last night. Comes around lap number 2. And slower, 13.828 to 13.624 on lap number 1 for Justin Graham. Places him 28th so far during Honest Abe Roofing qualifying. Colin Parker to Martinsville, Indiana, driving the Smith Small Engine, GTCart.com, Troy's Lawn Care, Express Steel, Bill Trainer Powered, Magnum Chassis number 16K. Ended up 18th in last night's Elliott's Custom Trailers Card semi-feature event. Goes 31st quick in his opening lap at a 13.876. 138.76 seconds for Colin Parker. Another driver still trying to claw his way into a feature event start here during the Sprintacular. Comes around lap number 2. Better, 19th at a 13.346. 133.46 seconds for Colin Parker. Gunnar Setzer next on to the Speedway. Lookout keeps her on the racetrack, but barely over in turns 1 and 2. Setzer at Columbus, Indiana, driving the Midwest 2. Mills Davis Brothers, S&C Machine, Amsoil, Pipeline Transportation, KO Motorsports, number 5G. 14.131 on his opening lap, 14.131 second for Gunnar Setzer, taking the clear Flea RC chassis number 5G onto the back straightaway here on lap number 2. Swings her around to the near side of the racetrack. He'll find the checkered flag, and lap number 2 will be better, 13.674, 31st for Gunnar Setzer. Justin Manili, the 100, is contestant number 35 here tonight at Brazil, Indiana, driver the Hoosier Towing, Manili Power, DRC Chassis, Shaw Chiropractic, number 100. Comes around to the front straightaway here on his opening lap. It'll be a 14.713, 35th. Backs her up to the cushion. Nearly takes her around over in turns 1 and 2. Saves it, keeps it going here, but lap number 1 will be his best attempt at the 14.713. But he's going to go ahead and finish this one out. Checker flag going to drop here on the 100, and lap number 2, a 16 flat. So a 14.713 on his opening lap. Justin Manili, 35th at a 35. Kayla Rell out to the Speedway right now. She's out of Dillsboro, Indiana. Drove the Southern Insurance, Heavy Duty Truck and Transmission Services, Blood Lubricants, Next Gen Builders, Industrial Hydraulics, number 4K. Kayla coming around on her opening lap, 33rd quick at a 13.914 seconds for Kayla Rell. 6th in last night's Hoosier Tires C feature event. Comes around on lap number 2 and turns a 14.351. Lap number 1 will be her better one at a 13.914. That's 33rd fastest for Kayla Rell. Shelby Hinton onto the Speedway now. Driver at a Double A Louisiana. Driver the Jockey's Flowers, Fox Power, DRC, Schaefer Collision, Dusty Moon Veterinary Services, number 71P. Hinton around on his opening lap, 32nd quick at a 13.772, 13.772 seconds for Shelby Hinton. Makes her onto the back straightaway, rolls her all the way to the cushion, all the way through turns 3 and 4, brings it around to the near side of the racetrack, and it will be better, 13.723, 32nd quick for Shelby Hinton. Look out, Cole Kirkman. A little bit of trouble getting through turns 1 and 2, but the Kokomo, Indiana driver on the gas here on lap number 1. Driver the Misfits Towing and Recovery. Cynthia Harmon, attorney at law, J&D Excavating. Doodle Country, Griffith Powered EMI number 81. Kirkman at a 14.486 on his opening lap. Made his USAC national debut last night and got her into the show with a 20th place finish. In your feature event comes around lap number 2, and it will be a 14.195. Better on time, not position. Kirkman still 37th. Braden Cromwell out to the Speedway now at a Kokomo, at a Lone Jack, Missouri, my apologies. Driving the Bonnie's Race Co., Acre Towing, Chevrolet DRC, Rap KC, Show Me Synthetics, number 4X. 23rd in last night's feature event. Cromwell, 36 fastest on lap number 1 at 14.036, 14036 seconds for the driver of the number 4. Brings her off through turns 3 and 4 in lap number 2. Slower, 14.123, a 14.036 on his opening lap, puts him at 36. Last night in the 34, tonight in the 86C at Kansas, Illinois. Driver the H&H Collision, Booth Trucking, Ron Popham Farms, Whitetail Properties, Indy Racefields, G&G Oil. Andy Stamperon, number 86. This is Shane Cottle. Shane Cottle in the 86, a 14.001 in his opening lap. Pair of wins on the season outside of USAC competition. The Boss Series at Paragon back in May and June. Got a win up at Circle City. 5th from 15th last night in your feature event. Turns a 13.934 in lap number 2. That's 35th quick for Shane Cottle. Only a few more drivers left to qualify at the Pleasant Prairie, Wisconsin, Lake County Hose, EMI Chassis, Cowlicks, Cones, and Floats. Johnny's Poorhouse, R-Rock Services, number 29 OG. This is Tom Eller. Tom Eller in the number 29 at 15.283, 15283 seconds for the driver of the number 29. Makes his way onto the back straightaway. 9th in last night's C feature event. Comes around lap number 2, and he does improve on time, but still 41st at a 14.958. Kicking the RPMs up here down the front straightaway and off through turns 1 and 2 at Anaheim, California. Driver the Inland Rigging, Snake Enterprises, Darty Motorsports, CK Enterprises, One-Way DRC number 5T. This is Jake Swanson. Jake Swanson in the number 5 comes around on his opening lap, 34th quick at a 13.883, 13883 seconds for Jake Swanson. Hits her onto the back straightaway. 18th in last night's feature event. 1 year ago, finished 23rd in the Sprintacular finale. Won here in Indiana Sprint Week competition in 2023. Lap number 2 going to be a 13.762. Lap number 2 will be an improvement in 33rd quick for Jake Swanson. Onto the racetrack now and over the cushion over at the exit, turn number 2, but he keeps it rolling. It's Briggs Danner of Allentown, Pennsylvania. Driver the E. Schneider & Sons Recycling, Ryder DRC, Oshucks Roasted Corn, Boulevard Truck Repair, number 39 for a second. Looked like he was going to high center it there on the cushion. Lap number 1 for the driver of the number 39 will be a 15.913. So he'll have to bet it all here on lap number 2. Brings her out through turns 3 and 4. We'll see if he improves. And Danner going to come around to stop the clock at 19th quick at a 13.299, 132.99 seconds for Briggs Danner. Kyle Shipley on Speedway out of Phoenix, Arizona. Driven the Cox Body Shop, Quick Time Electric, Kistler, Triple X Chassis, Benz Asphalt, Apache Transport, the Blind Man, 0G. Going to make his way around here on lap number 1. And he will go 42nd quick at a 14.277, 142.77 seconds for Kyle Shipley. Onto the back straightaway final time. Another driver new to the entry list here this weekend. Comes around lap number 2. Will be a 14.441. He'll stand on his opening attempt at a 14.277. Driver onto the Speedway, gonna back her in and just about orbit the racetrack over in turns 1 and 2. That is Kevin Clodfelter, the driver to Rockville, Indiana. Going to bring it to a stop here. Remember, it is green the first time by, so the clock is ticking. Second attempt in USAC national competition, finished 11th in last night's Hoosier Tires C-Main. So Cruz will get behind him, see if he's able to refire and if he will continue on here with his qualifying attempt. So waiting to see if he can get her locked in gear here and continue on. Again, Kevin in the Pepperak-powered Ripper chassis. Dan Clodfelter, number 19C. He will get the push and refire onto the back straightaway. They will clear the side-by-side. He's going to come around to the wave of the white flag. So he's going to have to bet it all on his second lap here as he banks her hard off of the cushion. Lap number 1, 1 minute 14.146 seconds. Comes around here on his second attempt. And a little bit better run that time through turns 3 and 4. And he turns a 14.871, 44th for Clodfelter. As that'll wrap up Honest Abe Roofing qualifying. 5th quick tonight was Robert Ballou. 4th quick was Logan Calderwood. 3rd was Logan Seavey. 2nd was Bo Brandon. And your Honest Abe Roofing quick qualifier. He comes to you out of Collinsville, Oklahoma. Driver the Pendleton Farms, Bennick Enterprises, Claxon DRC, Honest Abe Roofing. At number 2B, race fans, give him a hand, Cale Drake. So he'll start to make his way up to the grandstands. Ladies and gentlemen, for the first time in his career, in all of USAC racing, he is an Honest Abe Roofing quick qualifier. Give him a hand, the Duke of Curls, Cale Drake. Let's go down trackside.
So his first career Honest Abe Roofing Fast Qualifying Award, all the times you've thought about what it might be like to pick up your first Fast Time Award. Did it ever look anything like this in the sprint car at Putnamville?
No, it's super special, especially since my first time here, we landed out in the parking lot. So we've came a long ways in a whole year, and just beyond grateful for all the people that have stood behind me. I'm never been known to be the best qualifier, but luckily we pulled a good pill this afternoon, and it paid dividends. So hopefully we can keep our good momentum rolling the rest of the night. This track's super technical and always seems to put on a good race for all the race fans. So beyond happy to be here and just ready to get after it tonight.
Some characteristics of the Lincoln Park Speedway are resembling what it looked like last night. What did you bring with you from last night's feature to be advantageous for you today?
Yeah, we started off pretty strong, picked up a few spots early and then ended up spinning out and rebounded to come back to 14th place finish. But just needed a little bit more out of the car, and Scott and Blake and Derek and Bill have all been working super hard to get me comfortable. Running the big curb up there is super hard, and you have to be super precise and make sure that you get in really hard to make good speed. If you just take it too easy, you're not going to be fast. So they've got the car a little bit better for me so that I can hustle it off in there. And Scott told me last night he just wants that crazy to come back out of me. So we let loose there and got to have a little bit of fun. So we'll see how the rest of the night goes.
Well, Lincoln Park Speedway, last night you got to see two drivers sit on the podium for the first time in their career with the Amsoil USAC National Sprint Car Series. Tonight you get to see Cale Drake pick up his first career Honest Abe Roofing Fast Time Award here for the Sprintacular.
Remember, it was later in the season last year that he got behind the wheel of the Bennick Enterprises number 2B, and he mentioned it, his debut here landed through the fence, so a huge improvement coming up out of the micros for the midgets. Ladies and gentlemen, again, give that driver a round of applause, his first career fast qualifying award here with the United States Auto Club. So Honest Abe Roofing qualifying in the books. We'll have our 305 sprint cars next on the program.